Hello everyone, Agion here, another Company Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the south side as the OKW player, we have Unknown Legend. Spawn on the north side as USF, we have TomCat. And whatever, I'm not familiar with these symbols, I probably should look that up. I can see this is going to be a much higher replay than my capability, or at least my level, due to the fact we are seeing actually two tank traps. Probably because 4 is only enough for. Actually, I'm not exactly sure why the second one's partially built. Maybe that was a bit of a mistake. But he's placing down these tank traps for heavy cover. It's placed at the edge, but if you want to place it a little bit more along the edge, his opponent could not use it as heavy cover while capturing. If you would just place it a little bit farther. However, he didn't. Oh well. Most people don't usually do that, but we do have barring off this heavy cover along also, and along with this light cover. Very, very nice. And we do see a dual Kubelwagen opener. This will, of course, translate a very good amount of bleed until they die, because they are very prone to death upon seeing AT guns, bazookas, or even a light vehicle. We are going to see a dual Kubelwagen opener. I'm sort of interested to see how this is going to play out. We got Rifleman getting this very aggressive point. These heavy barrels do offer heavy cover, so it'd be very hard to displace them even with Storm Pioneers. We got some. Ooh, we do also got the lock-in of the heavy cab company, which he does see the sandbags there. So that gives him the idea that there's two possible doctrines: infantry or heavy cab. Is there a third one? Does tactical support also have this? I forget off the top of my head. Either way, he's probably going to. I didn't really see also check his doctrines before, and so his opponent may know it is heavy cab. Because the infantry is sort of uncommon in the first place. And against this, we could always see fortifications. Unlikely. Or actually, highly unlikely. If he knows it's going to be heavy cab, there's going to be one tank. The Pack 43 would be a very expensive investment. You got 2 units inside this garrison. However, there's only enough windows really for 1. However, with the units over here, he can actually make use of multiple windows to engage 2 sides. These dual Kubelwagens will apply a lot of bleed. Storm Pioneers were forced back. We got some flanking riflemen. Both these Kubelwagens could start focusing firing them. Good, a very good amount of damage. One could start retreating back, the damaged one, or it could start pushing around while the other one applies some very good damage. If he gets too close, he'll start getting pushing around and not deal any damage. Smoke screen now available. Actually, having stockpiling up a bit of manpower, but it's going to be reinforced. Actually, just saw he had 400, and there's nothing back here to reinforce. So I'm not exactly sure. I think there may be a fighting position going down somewhere, but the rear echelons are here. So I'm not exactly sure why a huge teching up. Why am I forgetting about teching up? You don't see captain or lieutenant being researched. Well, this rear echelon going down. That's actually critical versus heavy cab. You need a dual rear echelon opener is very potent, and losing them is quite bad. Rear echelon can also be upgraded. Bazooka. Ooh, losing that squad entirely also. That's huge. We got 2 riflemen moving forward. We also got the mortar team. And we do got a 3rd Kubelwagen being built. This is just crazy. 2 is not too uncommon. Bro, unusual. Well, uncommon itself. But not really rare. 3 Kubelwagens, relatively unheard of. Unless it's in greater than 1v1. 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, that's a bit more common than you would imagine. It would actually probably I would say uncommon compared to rare. But in 1v1s, very unusual. He's eyeing for a very heavy bleed force, and you've got 2 squad wives. It looks like Lieutenant was his research. And you got a Browning being deployed. Browning's very effective versus infantry targets and Kubelwagens. They were, ooh, very good mortar hit. Getting 2 Storm Pioneer models and finishing off that low health Kubelwagen. First truck is in fact down, so we may see SCGs coming out sooner rather than later. He sees a lieutenant, so he's going to expect Brownings or even in fact utility cars. Utility car, he's a bit behind. He has plenty of munitions to play around with, and his opponent went for mechanized truck, so we will probably may see a looks rush. He knows he saw a lieutenant, so the looks will be quite potent versus this option. We will need to see weapon racks sooner rather than later, or a utility car with AT mines in order to deal with the looks. The Browning can deal with it, given an extended amount of time, but not reliably. The Browning is great versus 2-2s, just not versus looks. We got the Browning in the building now. And somebody's moving a chair upstairs. Sorry about that. Losing those 2 squads is quite critical. He's in a very bad position. Let's see, we've got 33 fuel. We do got a Panda Shrek for light AT, so most likely he will go for... It looks like we are going to the breakthrough doctrine. We will see elite, well, not so elite, but field infantry, Panzer Fusiliers. We don't see the G43 upgrade on them. Quite a bit of new munitions have been spent. 75 for the Panda Shrek, so that 90 actually, never mind. So he will... So that's probably where all of his munitions went. 90 munitions, quite expensive. And this is why he went for the Kubelwagen opener. He doesn't want to spend his money on Volksgrenadiers. He wants to spend them on Panzer Fusiliers. We got an AT grenade being lined up. It will be cast off. Has sustained a huge amount of damage and will get destroyed. And during this phase of the game, Kubelwagens will start going down. Takes the AT grenades. We'll force retreat there. You will see the Panzer Fusiliers. We are going to see Elite Ranger Infantry. He has enough for a Thompson upgrade. I hope... He does not have an ambulance. He does not have weapon racks yet. So this looks going to be quite devastating. Incendiary grenade. One thing I don't like is incendiary grenades, they come out way too early and they're free and they're way too cost effective for what they really do. They just apply so much additional damage to close range damage. If they would have a fuse, they will still be a good anti-garrison and still have a lot of bit of play to allow for dodging all that, because they have very little time for dodging. But that's enough of me trying to talk about balance in the middle of this game. We do got some shoe mines now being deployed. An eye for any light vehicles coming out, but with the Rangers being called out, he's going to be starving on manpower for the time being, and this looks will be devastating. He just invested into Thompson's onto the Ranger squad, so he's not going to have enough munitions for Shreks, well, bazookas. In fact, he doesn't have them researched anyways. He does have access to rifleman mines, but I don't think he's laid down all too many because they take a very long time to deploy. The Browning needs to find a very good angle to hit that looks. He will be walking to the arc. He should start using the AP rounds now. I will not. We got another Sturm Pioneer squad being deployed, probably for additional repairs, because he's going to eye for a mechanized base play. He may not even go for a Sheriff Pan's headquarters. He probably next go for a battle group HQ. He can invest into Pumas for light AT and for medium AT for a time being, and just save up all of his fuel for Jag Tiger. Rifleman going to eye for AT rifle grenade, and Browning still has not repositioned in order to get out a AP rounds. Look at the snare. Thompson Ranger is becoming a huge problem, but there's nothing here to ward away the look, even with a damaged engine. You got a captain now coming on out, so we most likely will see M1 AT guns. We are going to see MG34 for field control. Very nice. Storm Pioneers repairing just enough to repair the engine. Very nice. And we'll start hitting the Browning. The Browning is as major threat to his looks. It has... No, that's from the AT grenade, so... He's now getting a AT gun out now. He needs to use that captain and speed up production. Let's see if he realizes this. He's going... No, he wants the bazooka. He needs that. More importantly, that bazooka can only has one member. He needs to use the supervise. Supervise is his best option over that single bazooka. While if he's reinforcing, he can always use supervise. Remember that very potent ability. Anti-tank guns now out on the field. It would take 3 AT gun shots to take out looks, and I think, or maybe 2 AT guns and a bazooka shot. I don't know the exact number. You got this Browning sustaining huge amount of damage. Base MG just in range to deal with the fire support. We'll force away the captain. Lieutenant coming in for a nice flank. Panzer Fusiliers called on the wrong side of the cover. Move in the house.
Our supply line's cut. Germans are making a push.
Well, we are approaching field for Shirapan's headquarters. He may go, in fact, go for it. I've been recently, for my personal playstyle, no, I generally play 3v3s. When I play OKW, I actually tried to, since I play non-meta, I try to play as much non-meta possible. I've been trying to avoid the Shirapan's headquarters, because I just love Pumas. If you just spam out Pumas, they're so effective versus medium armor. They come out so early in comparison. You can get a quite good number of them, and they're quite effective versus medium tanks. By the time one medium tank shows up, you could already have 3 Pumas. And there, it's more than enough to take on any early medium tank. Granted, Pumas are quite weak to AT-equipped infantry. They do have smokes, however, so it's they're very lenient on that. Their main weakness is probably guards and bazooka and Piet blobs. AT guns, not so much, since you can just smoke it out and just reverse move away from angle. Grenade will get nice hits, and the Thompson will probably clean up the MG34. He could go, yeah, he will in fact grab it for himself. We got the next truck. He may be going for Shirapan's headquarters. There's plenty of fuel for it. But yeah, in 2v2s, this is my standard build order. Another Storm Pioneer squad, 2 Kugelwagens. Into battle group, get a MG34 and a flak half-track. Try to keep the flak half-track alive as long as possible to help deal with any loiters later on in the fight. Be very defensive with it. Unless, we'll be aggressive until I must be defensive. It's a nice hit there. Most likely it will take 1 bazooka and 2 AT gun shots, looks like. And then I get 2 MG34s. Get 2 Vegetum Warfers for early AT. Then I go into mechanized truck to get Puma. Or Stuka Zafus. If I get Stuka Zafus, I usually get 2 AT guns beforehand. Stuka Zafus to deal with weapon teams and blobs. And then I just spam out Pumas. Usually I go also for Elite Armor. Elite Armor, of course, giving the Sturm Tiger ever so potent. And AP and the Heat Round, since I don't go for Volksgrenadiers whatsoever, I have plenty of munitions for the Heat Rounds for my Pumas. It's a very unique build order. It's very fun. And I try to avoid getting Panther Strikes on the Storm Pioneers so they remain anti-infantry. Use Pumas and Vegetum Warfers for AT. Or I can always go for Scavenge for Elite Infantry, because I have lack infantry, Elite Infantry on that playstyle. Also wouldn't be half bad for mobile platform. We do got a very nice engagement here. Do got the AT gun setting up. Luke's now at Vet 2. Now that's when he gets all of his damage buffs. You'll get an increased rate of fire and accuracy. That is huge. Now he becomes the murder machine that we all know and love and slash hate. This is the MG34. MG34, not as good as the Browning. Browning's by far my favorite machine gun in the game. I prefer the Browning over a Dishka any day because it's non-doctrinal. And I always play non-meta, so I always go for Lieutenant first. Still using like these medical crates from the Sturm Pioneers. Not exactly the greatest of all options, but it's a good supplement if you don't have Battle Group HQ.
Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
Tickets are in favor of the Axis player, since he has a light tank and didn't sustain those 2 early squad wipes. We do see G43s on one of these squads. He does have enough munitions for the other. Both of Cook frag over the bush, very nice, but however, he did anticipate that beforehand. And the Rangers will get forced away by the looks. You will not expect the AT mines. Looks like the shoe mine was hit over here. Not exactly sure. Looks like a rifleman body, I think.
Contact! Infantry across our line! A capture point is being overrun.
You got a significant fuel usage. Looks like are going to see the Major. In fact, you will have all 3 officers being researched. We are going to see the AT grenade. No, that's a lieutenant. No AT grenade. I always forget that. When I see a squad there, I assume, oh, it's rifleman. Nope, it's a lieutenant. Unless you're British, he's a lieutenant. If you're opposite from British, you're right. It's a lieutenant. Stuka Zafus is the choice. There is a bit of a lack of AT, but seeing how he saw the lieutenant and captain, it is quite reasonable to go for another option. Though I would recommend to get a couple of the cannon warfers at this point then. 2 of the cannon warfers would be ideal. And save up for Jagd Panzer. So he's going to either force firing or force attack the building. Seeing how it's sort of hitting all across the building, he most likely did order onto it, not force fire on the ground. You got this Kubelwagen going hit by an AT grenade. Make it cleaned up. There's a lot of fire. The lieutenant has the bar. Will do a significant amount of damage. So receiving a lot of bounces, but he is getting run down. Will get cleaned up. Looks also here ready for fire support. May see AT rifle grenade. He's eyeing for it, but will back off. Stuka launching his barrage, maybe eyeing for this machine gun. I think that is the Browning. Will decrew the mortar and destroy that building. Very good barrage. He lost the MG34 and the mortar. The mortar can be recrued. Now he knows his opponent has invested into a Stuka Zafus. This Major is relatively a weird option. He could have saved that fuel for Pershing. It would be about the same timing now to get a Pershing out to a Sherman tank or a Jackson. So it's very interesting that he actually went for the Major. The Major costs 120 fuel. It would take another 110 to get a Sherman tank out. That's 230. And the Pershing does take 230, the same fuel cost. So to me, it's a very interesting. It's more interesting that he actually went for the Major. It's the same. He's going to have the same timing for the Pershing and the Sherman. We're going to see a salvage. Very nice. Bumping up his fuel by, what, 5 fuel? What was it? And 3 munition? No. Oh, I didn't see the ticker above it. I think it's what? Correct is 5 fuel. Abandoned. I think also gives him 3 munitions. Don't quote me on that. Maybe that's from thorough salvage only. AT gun will get a nice hit there. He can withstand one more shot, but it's better safe than sorry.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Do not have the repair engineers. He's definitely going to eye for a tank to deal with any opposing armor. Most like Jagdpanzer would be the most ideal option. It's cheaper than Panzer IV, and he already has plenty of infantry through the looks and Stuka. He needs something dedicated AT and something stronger than a Panzer IV. And he sees heavy. He knows he has facing against heavy cav because of the Rangers. Stuka coming in. I'm guessing here, over here. We'll decrew the AT gun, but it can always be remanned. We do got the... Oh yeah, this unit always has the sprint. It still has, in fact, the sprint. In comparison to the Maxim. Browning will get a nice suppression here. Lieutenant at Vet 3, so will sprint out of combat and do the suppression. He did not receive any damage, so he was not in combat when he can get very close range or to use the Browning. And the lieutenant's currently carrying the Browning, so his Thompson is being used up. His Thompson slot. Opus is a very interesting choice. He's approaching the manpower for his Jagdpanzer. His opponent is now building Sherman tank. I guess it was not the right time in comparison to the Sherman tank and the Pershing because the CP are not quite, but I would say the saving the Pershing would have been a more preferred option. But it is what it is. Opus will be coming on out. There's not a huge AT available for the Axis. He does have one Cannon Warfare, one Panzerschreck. Looks is at Vet 3. If Vet 3 does gain the increased battlefield ease, so it has better acceleration and increased awareness of surrounding. I believe that means increased vision.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Sherman tank now coming on out. The HE rounds will wreak havoc. HE rounds can also penetrate the look, so he doesn't have to worry about switching rounds. He has not switched over the HE rounds. We do got a nice bazooka and AT gun shot in. He's probably going to charge on the Sherman John and deal with it. There are no AT mines over here, no shoe mines. The Sherman tank is going to be very bold, and we'll also find the Stuka. There's AT grenades on the Panzer Fusilier. However, there's nothing else to snare the engine and increase damage. In fact, with a little bit of damage to Sheer Panzer quarters was not enough. He's realized, oh, he fired that one AT grenade. He can go in. He can dive the half-track. HE rounds are equipped, so he is going to use HE rounds against these light vehicles. Of course, we have God Vision, being spectators. So being better safe than sorry is probably good on his part. We get a nice HE shot right there. He will finish off that squad entirely. And there's only one squad here for snares, but he doesn't really have enough munitions to really support it anyways. Nice hit right there. Will do a significant amount of damage and force a retreat. We got a nope. Yes, now we have a Panzerfaust available, but we'll be forced back. Nature's down to one squad member. He could go ahead and not worry about reinforcing it because he doesn't need to use it for field control at the moment, and save a bit of manpower bleed over the upkeep cost of the population. You got Stuka barrage coming on in. Not exactly sure where. We'll hit the mortar. We'll decrew it. Looks does have damage engine. The last AT grenade shot will roll a miss. Rangers now at Vet 2, I believe they gain the increased survivability. Weapon accuracy and grenade range and heal out of combat. Combat is quite minor, but can be quite helpful. Surprisingly enough, he hasn't got any Vet 3 units, and Vet 3 pretty much all the OKW units, excluding Stone Pioneers, will heal out of combat. Looks like Panzer Fusiliers don't also get peeling out of combat at Vet 3. Looks like Panzer Fusilier also don't gain access to no healing out of combat. That's actually quite big. He just can't use them. He can't fight to Vet 3 and use that as a passive instead, as a alternative healing. You got a Panther now being the choice on the queue. We are going to say Panther Strike. He is a bit starved of manpower for the Panther. He does see a one-man squad. He could try sticking around for a little bit, decides not to. Panther's halfway done. Better safe than sorry is always a good option. I just realized, Panzer Fusiliers, they're veterans. I don't really use this doctrine. Actually, hardly use it ever. At Vet 2 they get the accuracy, Vet 3 they do get the survivability. Vet 4 looks like increased range, it sounds like. Which is actually quite big. And then Vet 5 they get the passive spread out of combat. For a standard field infantry, that's actually quite big. Panther now on the field. We've got the looks now at Vet 4, increases the range of the max gun, improve sighting, targeting, and sighting. So most likely more accuracy and range, and vision range. But at Vet 5, they gain suppressive fire. Panther now out on the field, no munitions for the pistol mount. The pistol mount is quite important, so he can help fight the infantry passively. Not a huge amount of AT options. He has one bazooka, one AT gun, and one Sherman. Nothing that says definitively kill Panther like the Pershing. But he's stockpiling a bit of fuel. You can either go for a Jackson, or B, looks like he's saving up for a Pershing. Looks being dived upon. We do get the Panzer headquarters doing some bit of damage. We'll rule a hit, but we'll force away. Something got called in there. Major artillery.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Why did he call major artillery there? There's nothing there. I don't really understand why he called major artillery there. Looks like there's dual bazookas on this squad. So there's actually a decent AT from the captain. And once he gets out the Pershing, the only thing that we can repair are these vehicle crews. So in fact, he will have a bit of a... Ooh, gets a nice hit there with Panther. But he will have a bit of trouble actually maintaining repairs, since he didn't go for a dual rear echelon opener. He could always use dual rear echelon with bazookas. And we do get the Vet 5. Looks, but almost getting killed by the AT gun, but almost doesn't mean anything. Can always be repaired. Because the Foos definitely eyeing for the AT gun. May get the retreating units. Will decrew the AT gun. It was I don't think he was veteran up. It was a vet to gain increased armor penetration, I believe. Ooh, looks like the Panther is rolling forward. We'll find two bazookas. Get a nice penetrating hit there. May not be enough for an AT grenade. Oh, grabs the AT gun. Probably a good idea. But was unable to get the AT gun along with it. Major rolling on forward. Major will get wiped. Minor loss, actually, since he's not using the forward retreat point. We got a bit of munition stockpile up, but you can always use combined arms with a Sherman tank nearby, or an ambo. Sherman tanks still load of HE rounds. That's something important to know. Pershing, now out on the field. Now that is a definitive hard counter to the Panther tank. The Panther can fight it, however, reasonably well, because the Sherman tank does not have a huge health pool like the other heavy tanks, but does have a very impressive gun along with it. You got a double cap and soon triple cap in favor of the allied player. Tickets are actually in favor of the allied player. I think ever since I talked about that, the allied tickets have not gone down once. We got another half-track move coming up forward, eyeing for the Battle Group HQ for healing.
The capture point is under attack.
But he may need to eye for a couple more cannon warfers to deal with the Pershing. You get some infantry mines. We'll get spotted by the cannon warfer. The cannon warfer's right there. Sometimes he doesn't switch vision properly between the two. May force fire the ground there to destroy the mine. We'll destroy the mine there, and we'll destroy the mine. He did not cancel that in time. He will destroy the mine there and get some nice damage on that squad. But that's pretty much it. Very good usage of that munitions with the allied player. This building's very low in health. One stray round will destroy it. We will see incendiary. Nope, that's a regular stick grenade. I forget that's Panzer Fusilier. That building's way too low on health to even attempt to try to garrison it. I think even rifle fire can destroy that now. German tank received a very powerful hit in the rear, in the os. German Pershing tank ready to hit the Panther. Panther had destroyed some of that cover, which allowed a bit more open sight from both sides. Evap rounds. Is it Evap? This got Sabat rounds. Sabo will be using. I think those may be tungsten as the material. Ooh, very good hit by the Pershing getting to the members. However, did not decrew it. And this has sustained a. Oh, looks like getting repaired up now. Battle Group HQ now available. We'll start healing up these units. Those medical crates, there's a little bit of abundance utilized or set down, but oh well. Good fallback plan in case the medics are not healing up fast enough. Too many squads to heal up. Ooh, nice rear armor hit by the Pershing. Do, however, can work for doesn't get a nice shot there. Zukas of Fus lining up a barrage right around here, I guess. Rolls a bunch of misses, but forces a mass fallback. That's just well enough, actually. Pershing tank did have his engine snared. Only the Sherman tank with its vehicle crew looks is going to now get a rear echelon for repairs. Rear echelon squad could also equip itself with 2 bazookas to have increased AT support. You never have enough too much AT support. And we are going to see an M8 Scott be on the field. Good Scott! You don't see that very often. Let's pull off a horrible accent and slang phrase whenever you can.
A capture point is under attack.
Ooh! Oh! Nice mortar into grenade, which will wipe out that squad entirely. That's big. Now he only has 3 infantry squads out on the field. There is the Obersoldaten, which are very potent elite infantry. Only Vet 1, however. Once at Vet 2, they actually become a force to be reckoned with. We have Vet 4 Panzer Fusiliers, which of course they have now the extended range. And then we do got the Vet 4 Volksgrenadier. We do have Vet 1 Sturm Pioneers. They're not all too effective. You got Vet 2 here, but they do have the Iron Strike, so they have reduced range damage, well, damage altogether. Of course, we still have the Vet 5 looks and the Stupid Zafus here for anti-infantry, so he does already have plenty of anti-infantry assets. Sherman tank does in fact have AP rounds equipped. We'll get the main gun destroyed on the Panther. That is huge. He could dive in and hit it off. However, the Volcanic Warfare being a bit of a problem. Scott getting some good hits in. Looks firing, trying to suppress it, but this is not a Steel Division. That won't do much. I would like to see another Panther or Jagdpanzer at this point. Both of them be a good AT asset. However, population will become a problem. You will only have, after this reinforces, I would say 14 more population. What can he afford at 14? With his current population, he can't afford a Panther, but with the Volcanic Warfare, no, he cannot. He can't afford a Jagdpanzer 470, which will bring up his oh, wait, no. Oh, for some reason I thought it was US at the moment. Which will bring up his population up to a solid 100. And plus, is a very potent anti-tank unit. So I would say that's probably his best option to build next. In fact, I guessed correctly. Jagdpanzer is his option at the moment. You got sprint? Oh, but you got the breakthrough tactics. You could see a snare. Nope, but he did not get a penetrating hit. You got Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers now. That ooh, killing off the Oberstautzen. There's a free MG34. That's a very potent slot item. Volcanic Warfare being forced back by the rifleman. He's not going to engage it. He's forcing retreat back. Does get a wipe with the Sherman tank there. Recovering the retreat of the Sherman Panzer headquarters. Nice. Oh, that was actually the smoke call-in. I thought that was Sherman. I was hoping that was Sherman, but does not. Get a very good close range hit. Forces the captain to use up his entire crew to capture him. And that is huge. He just wiped the captain squad because he got a nice hit beforehand. Will not wipe the Volcanic Warfare, however. Can't pick up bazooka there. Get a dual equip. Nope, he puts on the Panzer Fusiliers, which they do have the increased range. The Panzer Fusiliers maybe also equip the MG34. I'm not exactly sure how the slot weapons work on that unit. Huge amount of damage onto the Panther. Will roll a miss there. Probably would not have killed it off. Ooh, main gun destroyed. Now that's huge. He could dive in. These units are very damaged. Looks has spotted this location. There is a shoe mine here, so he cannot dive in successfully. Here, sector assault over here. Assault artillery. He's got to be very careful. Might as well just keep those units back at base. They're not fully reinforced anyways. Those are the 8D gun was decrewed. Dukas of Fus coming in. Looks like that the looks did finish it off. I think there may have been an accident from splash damage. We'll get the nice hits on the Browning, but will not wipe it out. There's enough damage on the weapon itself to destroy it entirely thanks to the looks. You can still got the Volcanic Warfare here for AT. That is a bit more potent than the M1 AT gun. It has higher armor penetration, but lower rate of fire. So it's better versus the heavier units, such as versus OKW. So overall, it's probably a better option than the M1 AT gun. The M1 AT gun will probably be a bit more effective versus Aussteher Panzer IVs, Ostwinds, and Stugs. That's where the US AT gun really shines. Ooh, Pershing still not fully repaired. We'll receive powerful penetrating hit from the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer may be eyeing to go in for a wipe, but will not. Moving quite slowly. I'm not exactly sure why it's moving so slowly. Scott's still alive. The Sherman tank is currently repairing. Not fully repaired, but just enough. Dual AT launches, one bazooka, one Panzerschreck in that group, in that blob. Ooh, very low health, and the Volcanic Warfare will take out the Jagdpanzer. Will get, however, wiped in return by the Zafus, but the Scott doing some very good AoE damage, even though it has no health remaining. I should immediately salvage that. You'll have enough for a Jagdpanzer once you salvage that. A lot of these allied armor is very low in health. Looks like he's lost the lieutenant as well. Rebuilt the captain. Lost the lieutenant. Lost the rifleman squad. Those are Rangers.
Supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
Panther blitzing in. Very bold. You will find the Scott. Instantly destroys it as with a nice force fire. Pershing tank going back up. Not sure where the Sherman tank is, but now he does have a free squad of engineers, well, vehicle crews for repairs on the Pershing. That is actually a bit important. But Scott would have been so much better, of course.
The capture point is under attack.
OKW players' VPs are very low. He's made when stop the double cap. Will be start capping the captain with unvetted and down to 3 men, very low in health. May have hit an 18 mine or 2. Won't be able to do much versus that vetted up squad. Zafus coming in for another barrage, using the vehicle crew for capturing. Pershing's not fully repaired up. Would use that for repairing. I think it does gain increased repairs. At Vet 2.
Just got wiped out.
We'll lose the mortar tube.
The capture point is being overrun.
Hands of 4 being the option. Seeing the Panther is vetted up, it's probably a good option. He still has to deal with a Sherman and a Pershing. And the Pershing's still forced to be reckoned with. It is at Vet 2, gaining increased accuracy, defend with tank, and increased mobility. So it's not exactly...
All done over here.
At Veteran 23 is when it becomes a real force to reckon with, but the grenades will, meh. The grenades don't do all too much, but the mobility is actually quite important. I just want to make sure, okay, for some reason I thought, I didn't realize I didn't check if my microphone's on or off. Last thing I want to do, ooh, shoe mine there, get detonated by the Pershing shot, that is massive. He's trying to force away these infantry squads. Panther's trying to move his wounded tank away. Does receive some bounce from the Sherman tank because it's hitting the frontal armor. Does get a nice rear armor hit there. Got another damaged engine crate, and boom! There goes the Panther. That is huge. And there's not enough for a Jagdpanzer for another Panther. Sherman Panzer IV showing its rear armor, huge. Loses this Pioneer squad, the one with the Browning, so that is another anti-infantry asset down the drain. Only this Panzer IV remains. There's no Vikendwerfers. Ooh, Sherman tank does get a severe damage. Of course, there's nothing there to finish it off. Panzer IV cannot deal with this. I think he's typing in GG. And the Sherman tank does throw out a grenade against the Zafus. Will destroy Jackson out on the field. Will destroy the Lukes. And this looks like the decisive blow to the Axis player. Will destroy the Zafus. He's down to his basic infantry assets. And I'll vet it up. There's nothing to do with heavy armor, medium armor, and Rangers, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out another thing for it, but it looks like this is the end of the OKW player. There's nothing much left.
We're losing a capture point.
He needs Vikendwerfers. I'm not sure why he's building Volksgrenadier squad. He needs 2, 3 Vikendwerfers.
Supply line just got cut off.
There you go. We see the 2 Vikendwerfers. He's decided to go in for another squad of Volks. He could have gone for a squad of Panzer Fusiliers. I believe their rifles do have more damage overall, and plus a 6-man squad, just a little bit more potency. Perhaps he's just eyeing for the salvage primarily also. He's using the salvage of the wrecks. Get himself another 15 field to deal with units. Quick grenades will not pan out. Of course, Thompsons will beat out G43s. Do got another Scott coming out on the field for more anti-infantry. That is a very good option. Sherman takes another good option for HE. Jackson's pretty much going to do nothing for the rest of the game. He could help siege the building of the Sheer Panzer headquarters, but that's it. MG34 has not been picked up. It's actually quite big. This is a very potent weapon, slot weapon. And with the increased rate of fire of the Sherman tank, it's just ripping apart that Storm Pioneers. Again, Warfare lining up with this Sherman tank with AP rounds, not HE. And it looks like Unknown Legend has finally surrendered. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.